Hi folks, it's Klaus of Top Hydraulics. We're going to show you today how to manually close and open the convertible top on your Chrysler Crossfire. If you've recently bought a Crossfire convertible, you want to practice emergency closing the top at least once so that you know you can do it. It's really simple. It's just wise to practice it once at home so you don't have to panic while you're stuck somewhere on the road or ever have to worry about it in the first place. You need only a couple of simple tools that you should be prepared and should have. The main tool needed is this, what Chrysler calls universal tool. It's simply a 10mm open wrench that's at an angle. It is used to unlock the tonneau cover so that you can open it. If you don't have this wrench in your toolkit anymore, there's a real easy alternative. One is there is a Mercedes soft top tool that kind of works in a pinch. Better yet, cheaper and easier is just a plain open 10mm wrench, and that wrench will slide in a gap back here by the tonneau cover, which we'll show you in a moment. And to complete this properly, what is not shown in the Crossfire manual is how to fully latch down the rear bow so that you don't even have wind noise while you're driving. To fully latch down the rear bow, meaning the rear portion of the soft top, you need a 6mm Allen wrench. 6mm, it's not quarter inch, it's 6mm, and that will allow you to lock the rear bow down. Also to unlock the rear bow if you ever want to manually open the top. So let's get right to it. We'll come around and the camera will show you how to get that tool back here into the tonneau cover lock. So here we are looking at the tonneau cover lock. I took one of these locks out to show you what we're actually doing here. The center latch is in the middle of the tonneau cover, so that the striker goes into this latch, and what we're trying to do is put the wrench onto the flat point on this pivot. We're sliding the wrench on there and are turning, well, from your direction counterclockwise to unlock. So why am I being so complicated about this? The original Crossfire tool has these awesome markings on it that show you exactly where to go. The vertical mark lines up with the center of the tonneau cover. The other one shows you this is the latched position. We just slide the wrench onto this flat spot on the covers, on the lock's axle, and we turn counterclockwise in your direction. Done. The tonneau cover is unlocked. Now let me also show you, I'll lock it again just because I want to show you also the Mercedes soft top tool would go in the same way, and there's just enough room to turn it enough to unlock. So this tool works as well. Mercedes part number 129-581-0066. Or the 10mm wrench, particularly easy. Just goes on here and it's unlocked. You want to watch out a little bit not to scrape the paint on this tonneau cover. You could put some tape around this wrench, or just be careful. So let's choose to be careful. I will unlock this one more time. Unlocked it is. Throw the wrench on the seat and lift up the cover. So here we are, the tonneau cover is open. It's nice to have a second person to help, but one person can do it. So you'll see me reaching around, ideally grabbing the top by under the center. I'll make it a little bit easier on myself and grab it a little bit off center. Pull up. The top will naturally swing forward and stay up here 6 to 8 inches above the windshield. Next step, while still holding up the tonneau cover, we manually raise the rear bow. Let the tonneau cover fall into place. Still hold up the rear bow, grab our wrench from the seat, and remember kind of where it was when we previously unlatched. There we go, there should be the position where it hooks in, and we turn clockwise until we hear this distinct click. The tonneau cover is locked. Pull the wrench out slowly so we don't scratch anything up, and lower the rear bow. Now the rear bow latches in 2 steps. The first step is pushing down on it. Now it's semi-latched. It will not come up, but you'll get some wind noise while you're driving, and you potentially cannot open the trunk once the car has been driven and you've played around with the soft top switch. Second step, of course, is to unlock the D-ring in the front, turn it, pull the top down, and latch the top in the front. So now you're safe to drive, but again, better part is to latch the rear bow down. We'll show you in a moment the details of it. This is where you needed the 6mm Allen wrench. So we're looking into the trunk now, and I'm going to show you the rear bow lock. I've pulled one from our inventory. The rear bow lock is mounted here, centered in the trunk. Well, the receiving end of it is centered in the trunk about 4 inches forward. And what we're doing is putting an Allen wrench into this like socket head to turn counterclockwise to latch this lock. Now this lock will not latch on its own before something is pushing down on the receiving mechanism. Well, that's what's happening. The rear bow has already been partially pushed down onto this rear bow lock, so it is currently in this position. We're going to put the Allen wrench in here, pretty much in vertical position, and just turn it another 1/8 of a turn. Really simple. Click, we're done. Ta-da! So here we are, the top is fully latched and ready for you to get going again. What I did not mention before was that it's wise to roll the windows down before you manually close the top. Also applies to manually opening it. If you did not roll the windows down, then there's a little bit of a collision of the weather seals with the glass. You can work with it. The simplest way is to just open the doors while you're closing the top in case you forgot to lower the windows. But better just roll the windows down first. Manually closing the Crossfire top is the reverse operation of manually opening it. So here we are at the back of the trunk, and first we want to make sure our luggage divider is in place once we have unlocked the rear bow lock. I'm just emphasizing this now. I do have to take the luggage divider out of the way briefly to unlock the rear bow lock. I just want to emphasize it's important this divider be in place once we start lowering the top. So just as on manually closing, we do the reverse. We put our Allen wrench into the rear bow lock, unlatch, and we actually hook another time here to fully open. There we go. The rear bow lock is fully open. And now, once again, we put the divider into place, pull it back, lift it up, push forward a little bit. The cargo compartment divider is in place. Now we can close the trunk and move on to the rest. So the rear bow is unlocked. Next we manually unlock the front. Alternatively, you could have unlocked the front manually first. It doesn't matter, either way is okay. Turn the D-ring, lift up the top these 6 to 8 inches, and you can leave the door open or close it. Next is raise the rear bow manually. Get the good old soft top tool or a 10mm wrench. Get it in the right spot here. Unlock the tonneau cover. Take the wrench out, throw it on the seat. Lift the tonneau cover. Let the rear bow fall down. And at this point, you just hold the tonneau cover with one hand, and it's pretty easy to pull the top down, let it fall into place. Well, you heard a loud squirting noise there. The loudest one I heard was on the right side main lift cylinder. That's leaking big time. I heard a smaller squirt on the left side and some wheezing from the bow tension cylinders as well. Anyway, that's what the other videos are there for, to show you how to remove and replace those parts. We let the tonneau cover fall into place. Put our wrench in just the right spot. Turn it clockwise. Hear the nice click, and here we are. Our top is down, ready to enjoy the open road. Ta-da!